So, since people are so ignorant in this comment section, I just want to explain to you that like most POC are literally raised to date or marry within their race. That is literally just how we are raised. And I know people keep saying like, "Oh, like you're just being racist or you're segregating yourself or you're just limiting your options and all this stuff," but that's literally how we were taught. Same way like whenever I have kids and my kids date like a white person or whatever, I'm gonna be like, ugh, like, but obviously I'm gonna love who they love because I will be an accepting parent. But if they date somebody who's not black, I'm gonna be like, But then if they date like white out of all the other races, I'm gonna be like, That's just how it's been for centuries, I'm pretty sure. And then that's just how I was raised too, because if my parents have been married for like 35 years, I've only seen two black people together. That's literally how I thought it was supposed to be. I'm like, oh, I just need to marry a black man. And then when I started getting older and I learned about racism and all that stuff, I was thinking like, okay, so I definitely need to marry a black man. And then I started dating, and I was learning about the history and culture. So then I was like, oh, black love, it has to be a thing because it's really not common, I guess, because everybody who I was talking to, like, black men, they were like, oh, my parents are divorced, or they're in a single parent household, or they never knew their dad or whatever like that. So I'm thinking like, oh dang, like, I really want to marry a black man to be able to have that to teach my son certain things that a white man is not going to be able to teach my son. So it's not the fact that like I'm like purposely trying to stay within my race. That's just literally how I always saw it, I guess. So yeah, I've literally always been attracted to black men with melanin or whatever like that. And no, I'm not talking about like, I know black people can be like have pale skin or whatever, like albino and stuff like that. But no, I've always been attracted to melanin. And tan people don't, that's not the type of melanin I'm talking about. I'm talking about black, okay? Like black culture, because y'all don't understand that within like every race, that's just how it is. I feel like you would never understand if you are white, or if you are like have a white and black parent, because then it's like that's normal to you. Like interracial relationships are normal to you if you saw that growing up. But for me, I've just like never seen that. So that's why when people were telling me like, oh, like you could just date anybody, blah blah blah, I was like, oh, like that's interesting, because I've just like literally just never thought about branching out until now, until I'm like way older. But yeah,